okay. I've been enjoying the show and all the chat about Warsh and what it's going to mean for all of us. But I want to get to some of our stock movers because I feel like I need a pair of Hoka shoes from Decker's Outdoor.
All right.
To warm myself up, to go running and warm myself up. So Decker's Outdoor, the stock is up 14% here in the pre-market. Higher sales in its latest quarter, boosted by the growth of those Hoka running shoes. Now, I don't own a pair of these, but I feel like everywhere I go, I see them.
The kids have them.
Yeah, Hoka sales up 19% in the quarter, pushing overall revenue up 7%.
I tried them once and I almost tipped over. I was like, no.
Speaking of running, what do people in Manhattan do these days? The streets are still not clear at all.
Can I tell you something? I worry for these people because I see them running. I see the breath coming out of their mouth as they're running. And I just say, God bless, because I'm not doing that.
I don't know how because the streets are still not cleared and there's snow everywhere. So I don't know how those folks are doing.
Yeah. So good morning for Decker's Outdoor. I also want to move over to Sandisk because we've been talking about it all morning. Sandisk, again, really nice here, up 22% in the pre-market. And it's up 127% so far this year. And that was before the earnings beat. So it's a computer hardware and storage company. Second quarter revenue also beat expectations. We're also seeing a bunch of different analysts upgrading the stock. Now Raymond James upgrading Sandisk to outperform from market perform. They're also extending their joint venture agreements with, how do you say this company? Kioxia's plant in central Japan. I'm not up on my Japanese, but they're going to extend that joint venture for another 5 years. So all of that helping to push the stock, Sandisk, up even higher, continuing the rally it's had all month long.
These are the little thingies that like go in cameras and stuff.
That used to be their business. I mean, it still is their business, but they do a lot of other stuff now.
They do a lot of other stuff. Huh?
San Jose, California, 11,000 employees just ripping it.
And then, look, I know you guys were talking about Verizon, but I also have something to add to that. Not to spoil the party, but the FCC today announcing it's launched an official investigation into Verizon's nationwide outage earlier this month. Now, I don't have Verizon. Many people in my family do.
I'm a Verizon wireless dude.
I mean, it was terrible. It was a panic situation. Could not make a call. Could not use your internet. About a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
Where were you? Were you not using your phone?
I don't know. Everything works for me. I've been a Verizon wireless person since the beginning of wireless.
It's hard to get people to switch, but you know what? They did it because they had a record number of new additions last quarter. They went hard on the promotions over the holidays. But you know, if you keep having outages, it's going to be tough to hold on to the people.
I've cut off all my offspring from everything. They're on their own economically, with one exception.
Really?
The telephone. We're still got the family plan, and they're all still grubbing off of me.
Well, you know why? Because then you can follow them on the. Well, do you have iPhone?
Yeah, I could care less. They're on their own.
Gotta follow the
kids. If they need me, they can call me. So that's how we roll.
He's harsh.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. Dan Schulman, though, came over from PayPal. Now he's over at Verizon. Looks like the turnaround he's trying to put in place is happening. Also, 13,000 job cuts last year to shrink costs. So
I'm glad you mentioned that. And the headlines that came out, including an extended buyback, it's got to be a precursor for a job rationalization.
Makes sense.
I'm making this up, folks. In showbiz, stay with me. But Paul, come on.
Yeah.
You come out with a financial thing. That's the carrot. It's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, again,
Today's
it's all
good
about
cop headlines. Yay!
Slow growth business, so you got to manage your costs
And then,
aggressively as you can.
what do you think? 6 weeks? Boom.
Yeah, boy, maybe.
Stock
a lot
is
of
up
unions
like
there, though.
1% is their yearly return. 1%.
Yep.
But
a 6-7% dividend, so that's what you play for.
Do you have anything else?
We can keep on talking.
Should we all buy Apple this weekend?
Well,
I thought the Apple numbers were pretty good. The stock's kind of flat.
The stock, it's not doing much of anything. What about Microsoft? Maybe you get in at this level? I mean, stock was pummeled yesterday.
As I mentioned earlier, Anna Aragran is scheduled to be with us. The sell side is all over long Microsoft. I mean, nobody's changing their tune, Paul.
Yeah.
And
it was like a knee-jerk reaction.
Well, looking at Apple here, I mean, the Bloomberg, Mark Gurman, I mean, his line says, Apple delivered record quarterly sales and better than anticipated forecast in the current period, even as the company warned that rising component costs are threatening to squeeze margins.
But we've known about that. Like, why is that new news that it's going to squeeze margins?
Yeah, I don't know. It's and I thought China did pretty well. I mean, so we'll have to see how it plays out there. But
I'm getting
huge
emotional.
numbers.
Alexis, thank you so much. The podcast with Alexis Christoforous.